quite a way inside. So just leave that just on the upper legs, because it's at this stage now that we need to put the suspension fluid into the uppers. Okay, so these particular forks, if you go on to ridefox.com, find your year of fork, it'll tell you what fluid you need. So in my airside bath I need 25 cc's, which is American, 25 millilitres for British. This is where you need your syringe with your measurements on it. It is quite important that you get your measurements correct. It's also important to remember which way you've got your fork orientated. So remember, I said the fork's facing forward, so that's the left hand side, that's the right hand side. That's the air spring, that's the damper. So the airside bath, I need 25 cc's, airside bath, which is the little 10mm shaft. 25 cc's, this is where we've got the fork legs inverted just up off the horizontal, because if you've got these horizontal or lower, you've got to squirt this in and it's all going to come back out again. Right, on my damper side bath, 15 millilitres. Now some of the Fox forks do like 20 mils each side, some are even up to 30 mils each side. That's probably, you look at the 36s, the 38s, it'll take more oil because obviously you've got bigger surface area inside there. I'll just get rid of that rag because there's a bit of dust off the fork seals. Right, so I've got the fluid in there now. So now you can push the legs so that your damper shaft, you'll visibly see now we can see that. Okay, so that's the bottom of the shaft there now. Okay, so we've got our 15mm nut, which we've cleaned up, which I haven't cleaned up actually, but I'll just quickly clean up. You must put, just check that's all clean underneath there, there's no debris or dust or crap or whatever, because that needs to be nice and clean. Where so you've got the damper side, 13mm crush washer on the damper side on the Fox forks. Okay, must put the crush washer on. It won't seal the fluid in if you don't put the crush washer on. And then just make sure it's properly engaged into there. Let's use a pick, a seal pick, just to make sure it's properly engaged into that nut there. Right. Just put that on hand tight. Now, because that damper shaft now is loose and it's got no air resisting or anything against it, I can push that in. I can push the fork leg in now to reveal the spring side shaft. 8mm crush washer, 10mm nut. These are a bit fiddly to hold, so I'm just going to put that nut onto the socket. Oops, drop the crush washer. Don't do that. Just put your crush washer on the shaft. Don't forget your crush washer. I forget the crush washer sometimes. Come back to a pool of oil underneath the bike. You forget to put your crush washer on as it leaks out. Right. Sorry, it's a bit tricky to see. So I'm just going to double check these crush washers are engaged properly. Yeah. Okay. 10mm socket. There are manufacturer specified torques for this, probably about 7 newtons, something like that. I've done so many of these, I sort of know off the top of my head what torque to get it to just by hand. Okay, and what it does, it literally, that nut does slightly crush that plastic washer squashes it, and then it just makes an oil tight seal, as the name would suggest. Right, get your Energizer springs. They should just slip straight on. If they don't go on easily, those, don't use anything metallic. It just, I don't know, just use, to be honest, you can just get them on easily by hand, to be honest. A plastic pick or something plastic, if not, just to help press them in. If you do the back first, and then bring it round to the front where it's facing you, it's just a bit easier. Okay, I think we're good. Right, Energizer rings on, sag ring on. Again, don't forget to put your sag ring on. Sorry, you can't see that, can you? Don't forget to put your sag ring back on, because once you put these lowers on, you can't get back to the uppers. They're fixed on now, that's done. So basically all you're doing now is, there's a slight little indentation on this rebound adjust here. 2mm Allen key, your little grub screws got to line up with that indentation, and then you get your 2mm on there. 2mm, not 2mm. Okay. Get that back on there. Just check your rebound clicks. Yeah, it's all clicking good, that. Okay. And that, people, is a lower leg service on a Fox 34. Now, they're going to feel nice and plush, I would hope now. It's all been done, but again, good. They're good for another 6 months of riding through the winter. So we're all prepped up, ready for the winter. You will find that, excuse me, just over a period of a few rides now, that excess grease will probably creep out from the seals. Don't worry about that. Just keep wiping it off, because like a glue, it'll just keep attracting all the dirt and debris. Especially in summer, if you do it and it's dusty, it'll just attract a load of dust. Spray everything down with isopropyl alcohol and give it a good clean off, and you're good to fit that back on the bike. Thanks for watching. Cheers.